off! You're trying to put stuff on me! Get off! Get the off!
Do not touch me.
Get off, please!
Is there someone that can help provide assistance?
I am being trafficked! I am being human trafficked! I am being human trafficked! I am being...
Stop making cries. Nope.
This is gonna go on TikTok, so I look crazy. But I am being human trafficked! I am being human trafficked! Stop! Leave me alone! Guys! Girls! No! No! If they have your family hostage, don't believe it! They use emotional manipulation! This is not real! No! Leave me alone! I am being human trafficked! I am being human trafficked!
Now, I'm free. I have my passport. Why are they grabbing me? They're kidnapping me again. I'm from Chicago. My flight was Colombia. Why am I going to Tijuana? This is a kidnapping. They're in uniforms. Thank you for participating. I was going to Colombia. I'm from Chicago. I should not be going to Tijuana. Let me go. This is kidnapping. Cameras, please. Kidnapping. Kidnapping. I wasn't going to Tijuana. I was going to Medellin in Chicago. They're kidnapping me. This is criminal confinement. They're not authority figures. They should not do this. They're kidnapping me. They're kidnapping me.
Take your stuff. Take your stuff. It's fine. Come here.
Oh!
They're kidnapping me.
Just calm down.
They're kidnapping me.
Okay.
I'm the one calm.
Brandon.
They're holding me like this.
Hi, what's your name?
Sergio.
Sergio, how are you?
Bien.
My name is Dr. Avila. Hey, Sergio's okay. Okay, hi Sergio.
I'm free. I'm legal.
Okay.
They should not be grabbing me.
Okay.
He's still holding me when you're telling him not to.
No, hey.
Let me go.
No.
He had authority problem. Elbow his ass.
Okay, Sergio.
He's holding me.
Okay. Sergio.
Let me go. I'm gonna stand up, bro.
Okay, let it go.
Let me go. Let me stand up.
Sí,
Let it go.
una licencia.
Damn, they just had me in criminal confinement, PTSD, they finna kidnap me again. And he the one that kidnapped me. My name is bad enough, you going to go to jail.
Okay, Sergio, let me talk.
Who yours too?
Sergio, come on. Let's talk.
Alright, let me get off the plane. Where my bag at?
Okay.
We can talk off the plane.
Okay, so let's go.
That's all I care.
Yeah, breathe. Breathe deeply. Okay. Breathe deeply. Okay. Okay. You want a glass of water?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Can you please give me a glass of water?
No glass.
Glass of water is
No glass.
not a glass. It's
You
a cup.
just said glass.
Cup. I don't know. A bottle. Okay. I'm a physician.
I
I'm a physician.
don't care what you are. He's not in a position.
I
He's
know.
being treated
but
by a
he's
physician right now.
anxiety. Okay. You know what's anxiety?
Yeah, I know I'm kidnapped more than
That's
you do.
anxiety. Okay. Let me try this. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, they kidnapped me. You know I was kidnapped.
No, come on. Sergio, calm down. Okay. I'm gonna help you.
Why he grabbed me like that? You get your ass beat on this motherfucking plane. I'm walking home. I should be on that.
Okay, let's breathe and talk.
They kidnapped me from the airport.
These two plane events that you see here where people are claiming to have been taken against their own will only happened a month apart. Now, I do want to start by saying I do want to talk about other modes of transportation. I would love to talk about trains, buses, and cruises. But as of 2023, we are just not seeing these bizarre events happening on these other modes of transportation. It's only happening on planes. However, on November 13th, there was a news story on Carnival Cruise where a man named Tyler Barnett, he was seen on security camera jumping overboard, ending his own life. For all we know, this just could have been a person ending his own life. But I'm talking about very bizarre news. People seeing something that's not real. People talking about God, demons, and causing them to go berserk. And now we have people that are claiming they are being taken against their own will. Like I said, if this was happening on other modes of transportation, I would make a video about it. But it's just not happening. If it is happening on a bus or a train, I don't get why people would not whip out their cell phones, but they would only do it on a plane. People would capture a bizarre moment on a plane, but they would refuse to do it on a train or a bus. That really does not make much sense to me. So we have to talk about these plane events. Planes are a scary mode of transportation anyway. You're 30,000 feet in the air, stuck in a metal tube. Anything that goes wrong, it makes it that much more scarier. So with that being said, let's get into these two bizarre cases here. First, we have this man here who claims he's being taken against his own will. This man is Sergio Brown. He's an ex-football player. Now, Sergio Brown's case is a little odd to say the least. The body of his mother, Myrtle Brown, 73, was found in a creek behind her Maywood home on September 16th. Relatives had alerted police they had been unable to contact or find her son, Sergio Brown. The Cook County Medical Examiner's Office determined that Myrtle Brown, 73, her life was ended due to injuries related to an assault, so it was ruled a homicide. When this happened, the family of Myrtle Brown were trying to reach out to Sergio Brown, and they could not reach out to him. I guess they're trying to let him know that his mother's life was ended in a very gruesome manner. Initially, information never came out as to why Sergio Brown was the prime suspect, but neighbors have stated that the last person seen with his mother before her body was found was Sergio Brown. Investigators then noticed some blood on the patio of Myrtle's home, which matched the DNA of Sergio. The final piece of evidence came out that cameras in the area captured Sergio Brown burning items in a fire pit on the evening of September 14th, the same day his mother's life was ended. Police later found burnt fabric in that same fire pit. Brown then proceeded to call an Uber to the airport and flew to Mexico on the morning of September 15th while booking an Airbnb rental with his mother's credit card. Mexican authorities later found Brown on October 7th and extradited him back to the United States. This is where that scene on the airplane took place. Now, as Sergio Brown was being detained, authorities found that he was also carrying a bag with his mother's belongings. While he was in Mexico, there were videos circulating on social media where Sergio Brown was talking about fake news, and he thought his mother was on vacation.
FBI, they came into my house on Bob Marley's death day with a 511 Agent Gas unwarranted. They kidnapped me twice from home, the Maywood Police Department, right? Chris Fuqua did it twice. Aaron Pepper was there the second time that it happened. It had to be the FBI or the Maywood Police. I thought mama was on vacation in Sinaloa. That's fake news. Get the out my goddamn face. She retired. If you want to come to me, the Maywood Police got to give me money. FBI had to do it. They got the power to do some like that. What the is going on? That's fake news. Don't come with me.
As of right now, nobody knows why he ended his mother's life, or why he would even use her credit card to rent an Airbnb. His net worth is $5 million. He does have money. He did retire from the NFL due to a ruptured ACL in 2016, but since then he was working with Google to tackle some of the world's biggest issues. But I guess since working with Google to try to change the world, he became crazy and ended his mother's life. Just a very bizarre story. His blood, his DNA, was conveniently found in his mother's home. He was using her credit card to rent an Airbnb, even though he himself has a lot of money. He was seen on camera burning her clothing, but authorities found that he was carrying a bag with his mother's belongings as he was being extradited back to the United States. While CTE or brain trauma is associated with the NFL, Sergio Brown had no history of mental illness or a violent past. But oddly enough, before all this evidence came out that Sergio Brown's blood was in his mother's home, that he used his mother's credit card, that he was seen on camera burning her clothing, there were a lot of posts oddly popping up about his mental health. Then comes this video, a man with no history of mental illness, where he's stating he's being taken against his own will. So what's actually happening here with Sergio Brown? Is he a victim of MK Ultra, the very real MK Ultra that the government has admitted to? You can see it for yourself on the CIA.gov website. Was he involved with some kind of voice-to-skull technology? He was working with Google, and then supposedly he went crazy. Google has been accused in the past of using and creating mind control technology, especially under such technology known as Google X. Also, how convenient is it there's a mental health physician on board with him while he's panicking about being taken against his own will? Then we had this woman on the Southwest Airlines flight who broke down claiming she was also being taken against her own will. News articles even state it's unclear what happened to this woman after she's led off the plane, and whether she's a victim of being taken against her own will. Now, I did pick up something very strange that she stated during this flight from New York to Kansas. She says, if they have your family hostage, don't believe it. They use emotional manipulation. This is not real. This is very reminiscent of Sergio Brown and his mother. So why would this woman say that, right? Very bizarre claim to make. If she was mentally ill and she was just yelling out she's being kidnapped, that's one thing. But she happens to say, if they have your family hostage, don't believe it. It is emotional manipulation. Emotional manipulation is one of the major players when it comes to mind control. Not only do they physically abuse you, do they use electroshock therapy on you when you were in your mother's womb, not only do they feed you with LSD to get your mind to crack, they emotionally abuse you. They use your family against you to also get you to crack mentally. To get you to mentally crack, they will tell you your family's lives have come to a brutal end, that they were taken against their own will and they're being beaten. It is even well documented that they show the victim of this mind control a photo or video of their family members, or what appears to be their family members, under distress. They use all these tactics to see what works best, and like I said, the government has admitted to using these tactics, but they said they stopped using this in the 60s. They only said they stopped using Project MK Ultra, but they never said they gave up on mind control altogether. MK Ultra is just obsolete, but they found a better way to do mind control, and they put it under a different project name. The government has admitted to this. There have been many to come out that said the government has not given up on mind control. And yet, when we see a person like this saying this is what's happening to them, that they're using their family as a form of emotional abuse, we just ignore them as crazy. News articles even oddly state how this experience, this woman's flight experience, was very similar to Tiffany G's flight experience. Now, I did make a video stating how Tiffany G could be under mind control, and I gave examples of it. But these two experiences, these two flights, were completely different. You had one woman claiming she saw somebody that's not real, and we have another woman stating she is being taken against her own will. I guess what they're doing is comparing her experience to Tiffany G to make her seem crazy like Tiffany G. Look at what this article continues to state. Commenters on the more recent unidentified plane lady incident were quick to point out the similarities, speculating that the woman had been inspired by Tiffany G and her performance was a ploy to gain fame. Like I said, I don't see the similarities at all. Just because they both took place on a plane does not make them similar. Others stated she might have been on drugs, with one person saying, "When the edibles kick in," and another warning, "Don't do drugs." This is the problem that I warned about. This is the issue when we have people calling everything mentally ill, or saying a person's taking drugs when they see something that scares them. Or when they're saying things like, "I'm being taken against my own will," we're instantly calling that person mentally ill without asking any questions. We have these horrible projects that are well known. We have places like Jeffrey's Island that exist. And yet, when things like this happens, people are quick to sweep this under the rug. These are the same people involved in these horrible projects that completely demolished an entire city, telling everybody that it was natural, a natural fire occurred. We had the police blocking people from escaping. No alarms were set off. They were turning off the water, and yet nobody was charged with a crime. Maui was instantly swept under the rug. You speak out against it, and you'll have people that will still say, even though they see all this in front of their eyes, they will say you're a crazy conspiracy theorist. People will say, well, then what can we do? There's nothing we can do. Well, you have a voice, you can speak out. Make a YouTube channel. There is nothing wrong about speaking out. I am going to continue speaking out about these bizarre events, about these projects, until they remove my channel. And when they do, I will just make another one. So whether you believe this woman or not, whether you believe she's crazy or not, these projects are not crazy. They are very real, and they're still being performed to this day. Let me stop before I continue rambling on, but in any case, thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you are subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. By the way, I do want to mention, people keep asking me when am I going to do another live again. I do happen to have plans to do another live next month. That way you can ask me questions, I can ask you questions in real time, and we can all figure out what exactly is going on here.